To answer this question, we need to multiply 9.3 by 5.6. So decimal multiplication works pretty much the same as normal long multiplication, but with one little difference at the end, but we'll get to that in a second. For the moment, let's just start doing a normal long multiplication by multiplying our rightmost numbers first. 6 times 3 is 18, so I'll put an 18 into the first two answer boxes. Then we want to multiply 6 by the next number over, which is 9. But because 9 is in the column one place to the left compared to our starting column, it means it's 10 times bigger than it would be if it was in the first column, so that means we need to put down a 0 before we do the multiplication. 6 times 9 is 54, so we'll add those values into the answer boxes. Then we're ready to multiply using the 5 from our bottom number, but once again, because we're one place to the left, we need to put in a holding 0. 5 times 3 is 15, and now we're ready to do the last line, which will be 5 times 9. But once again, because we're one place to the left on both numbers, that means we need to drop in 2 zeros before we do the multiplication. Then we do 5 times 9, which is 45, which completes our multiplication part of the question. And now we can just add downwards to find the final answer. 8 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 equals 8. 1 plus 4 plus 5 equals 10. So I'll put down the 0 and use the second tab to carry a 1 over to the next column. Then 1 plus 5 is 6, plus 1 is 7, plus 5 gives us 12, so I'll put a 2 down in the bottom box, and once again we'll carry a 1 over to the next column, and then 1 plus 4 is 5. So now I've completed all the adding. The only thing we have to do is the extra step that I mentioned that you need to do in multiplying decimals, and that is, once you've come up with your final answer, you need to figure out where the decimal point should go. And you do this by having a look at the numbers you've multiplied together and counting how many numbers there are to the right of the decimal place in each number. So our top numbers got 1 value to the right of the decimal place, and our bottom numbers got 1 value to the right of the decimal place, which means in total we've got 2 numbers which are to the right of the decimal place, which means that when we go to place our decimal, we should jump in 2 places from the left hand side because there are 2 numbers up here to the right of the decimal place. So if we take our decimal place and drop it in here, that completes the question. The other thing to note is that in SlideMath normally the decimal point gets its own box, or it sits alone in a box like this, but because of the method used for decimal multiplication, in these type of questions it has to go in a box with another number.